Hello everyone, I'm Sohnjee and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time checking me out, thank you so much. Welcome. Glad to have you here. If you are a returning person, I appreciate your time. And of course, if you are a subscriber, thank you so very much. I appreciate your support. So let's get right into it. We are studying astrological sun sign matchups. That's right. We're pairing each one of the 12 zodiac signs with their counterparts and seeing what a possible relationship between the two looks like. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Today we're talking about Taurus. That's right, it's Taurus time. How do you know if you're a Taurus? Well, if you're born on or between April 20th through May 20th, you are indeed a Taurus. So, what is it about Taurus? Let's get some basic generalities going about Taurus. What do they say about you? Well, Taurus, number one, is an earth sign, and it's represented by the bull. Taurus is also known as a fixed sign, meaning they are doers, they are task performers. A fixed sign is the one you go to get it done. And a Taurian getting the job done, chances are they're going to get it done, and they're going to get it done right. Now, Taurus enjoys relaxing just as much as they enjoy working. They prefer serene and soothing environments. They like fragrances. Good smelling things appeal to Taurus, and they like succulent flavors. So your Taurian is definitely a person of the nose and the mouth. That is what gets your Taurus going. If it smells good and it tastes good, chances are your Taurian's on it. Now, Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is the planet that governs love, beauty, and money. And yes, you guessed it, Taurus is all about those things. And because Taurus is ruled by Venus, it makes Taurus one of the most sensual of the sun signs. Did you know that? Did you know that your Taurus was that sensual? Well. Now you do. And it's because they are ruled by Venus. Now, they love comfort and luxury, and pleasure is an absolute necessity for a Taurian. Taurians feel most comfortable and content when they are being pampered. Being pampered in the lack of luxury, you got it. That's number one for a Taurus. Now, Taurus also governs the neck area. So, caresses, massages, gentle touches across the neck of a Taurian is irresistible to these bulls. Now, practical and well-groomed Taurian is the sign that harvests the fruits of labor. So they enjoy luxury, they will partake in luxurious things, but they're also very practical. A Taurian is willing to wait for luxury at the expense of making sure that they are secure. Because yes, Taurians like to have all their ducks in a row. Now, Taurians are sensual and tactile, considering taste and touch the most important of all senses. So, as I said to you, if it smells good and if it tastes good, those are keys to a Taurian. But if it feels good, if they can touch it and taste it, yeah, you got the keys to a Taurian. Now, Taurians are typically stable people. They are considered one of the most reliable of the sun signs in the zodiac. But you need to be very careful when you're dealing with a Taurian, because once their minds are made up about a specific subject, no matter what it is, if they have made up their mind, chances are your Taurian's going to stick to it. You're not going to have a lot of luck changing a Taurian's mind unless you have a very talented gift of persuasions. They usually make up their mind and they stick to it until they see it to the end. be that as it may, that's why they refer to Taurians as stubborn as a bull. That's where that came from, because Taurians are considered unmoving in some instances. Now, Taurians also know the value of a dollar, and as I said, they aren't afraid to work for it. They are the workers. They are the ones that will get it done. But they will get it done in a beneficial way, as Taurians feel most secure when their bank accounts have adequate savings and they get returns on their investment. So what does that mean if you happen to be with a Taurian person and you're in a romantic relationship with them? Well, a Taurian will, of course, see you as their partner, but they also see you as an investment of their time, an investment of their feelings. So they want to see a return on their investment. A Taurian is going to be involved with you because they've made up their mind that they want to, and also because you're an investment and they like for their investments to pay off. So security is paramount, and any threat to that is a problem with a Taurian. As I said, they're known to be stubborn as a bull. They're also known, some of them, to have quite a temper. So you don't want to get your bull out of sorts. You want to keep things as peaceful and harmonious as you can with your Taurian, because they are not afraid to get angry, and well, they don't have a problem staying angry either. Now, Taurians are dependable partners and great friends. As I said, once that they've made up their mind that they're going to invest in you, chances are a Taurian, come hell or high water, is in it to win it. So what are some strengths of Taurians? Well, they're known to be reliable, practical, patient, devoted, responsible, and overall, quite stable people. They like routine. They like making a plan and sticking to it. Now, what are some of the weaknesses about Taurus? Well, people say they're stubborn. We've talked about that. Stubborn as a bull. That's where that comes from. They can be quite possessive. What's a Taurian is a Taurian. Don't try to take it from them. They have a problem with that. And they can sometimes be uncompromising, which goes back to that whole stubborn, possessive, kind of icky thing. Not all Taurians, of course, but this is something that's kind of attributed to them. Now, what's some of the likes for a Taurian? Well, they're known to like gardening. Again, they like touch. They like doing things with their hands. A lot of Taurians are known to be excellent cooks, very much into music. They're known to like romance. Of course, high quality clothing and items. And they enjoy, as I said, touch, things with happening with their hands, massages, things like that. With some dislikes for a Taurian, well, they don't like sudden changes. They don't like sudden complications. They don't like insecurity of any kind. So a Taurian likes to be comfortable. They like to keep things cool, consistent, and reliable. They like practicality. They like predictability. That's just who they are. Of course, can a Taurian do things that are impromptu? Yes, of course, they are human. Can they do things that are totally contradictory to everything I just said? Probably, yes, they can do that too. But of course, these are general attributes that we are attributing to our Taurian. So, without further ado, let's find out what happens when a Taurian is matched with your sun sign. Let's see what happens. Let's see if you have the goods to handle our Taurian, because they're awfully strong personalities most of the time. Let's see how you do. Stay tuned, coming up right after this. Hello, Taurus with Gemini. Welcome to your matchup. Now, while this isn't a horrible match in terms of the ugly fighting or things like that that can happen, it can definitely be a match that is slow and painful battle of temperaments over time. Yeah, All right, that was a negative way to start the video. I'm so sorry. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the problems that can occur between Taurus and Gemini. We'll see. Okay, let's get into it. Now, Gemini, you're spontaneous, witty, and adaptable. While Taurus, you're cautious, sensible, and stubborn. Again, opposites, clashing heads. Now, Gemini often dislikes routine, where, of course, Taurus enjoys routine. And they like stimulation and a bit chaos, where Taurians like calm and serene. Now, Gemini can be impatient, whereas Taurus is patient. And that can yin and yang each other, because Taurians will try to be patient with you, Gemini. And Gemini is very articulate and a masterful negotiator, which will help out, and it'll help you win your side of the argument with a Taurus, even when you're wrong, which will end up frustrating your Taurian, because they're going to say, how'd you do that? You're wrong. Gemini, chances are you'll know you're wrong and you'll just do it anyway. And that can become a point of frustration in this relationship as well. Now, Taurus may have to adjust to the hectic and often busy pace of the Gemini, and the Taurian will actually be fascinated at the fact that how you actually have your hands in so many fires and how you get it done initially. Now, Gemini is often outgoing and sociable, and while Taurians might not be preferring to do that, instead liking to be more at home, they will take the time out to be and accompany you, Gemini, on your social scene. There just has to be a level of compromise so that you're out just as much as you are at home. Now, the difference in socializing might result, however, in Gemini going out alone over the objections of Taurian, because again, Gemini, you can slow it down a little bit. You don't have to go to every party. You can be at home. So that is definitely something that rears its ugly head in a Taurian with Gemini relationship. Now, Taurus likes tangible possessions and creature comforts, while Gemini values concepts and ideology and the what ifs of the world. And although, yes, Gemini likes the creature comforts, and they'll definitely be right there with you, Taurian, to enjoy and partake of those things, but they also idealize a lot of different things and what ifs and that type of things. And, it will lead to definitely interesting conversations, but ultimately, Taurians want it in hand, and that's what's most important to them. Now, Taurians require a bit more than just very good physical and verbal communication, which is exactly the key to a Gemini. A Gemini is the type of person, as long as they have their phone and their laptop, they're good. Life's great. Taurus, not so much. As a matter of fact, a Taurian is going to want you to unplug, Gemini. They're going to want you to sit and enjoy where you are, the moment, what you have acquired, the things around you, the here and the now. And you're going to say, great, where's my phone? Where's my charger? That's just one of the things that could happen in this pairing. Now, one thing for Taurus to remember, however, is that your Gemini is stimulated by communication. Verbal communication is key with your Gemini. That is how you're going to start and stop the flow of this relationship. So they need that. They also need the physicality of it. And although Taurus, you can put it down in the bedroom, and you also can give them the communication that you want, you may not feel the need to have to do this all the time. Well, I am here to tell you, yes, Taurus, it is kind of important that you do it all the time. Yeah, that is the battery in the back of your Gemini partner. So you're going to have to just let go of that thought process that you have, that you don't need to do it all the time, and come on over to the dark side and realize your Gemini partner needs it. Now, your talk game just has to be A1. It just does. You're gonna have to dig deep. Get in there and chop it up with them, okay, Taurans? You can do it. Ask them about their day. You probably don't even have to do too much, because once you start the conversation, just turn it over to the Gemini and let them talk, and interject every now and then with, what, really? Oh, wow, and ask another question and see, you're in there. Now, compromise is, of course, the key to all of this, all right? So this relationship can easily be a good one. I know I started off by saying that this is a relationship that can quickly go down the slippery slope of battle of temperaments over time. But if you two get really good at compromising, I know, Taurus, not exactly something that comes natural to you, but it's in you. This can be a workable relationship. This is a relationship where you need to understand your partner and the differences between you and find a way to make them work. Make them assets to the relationship, not hindrances. Okay? So I'll tell you how to do that over on part 2. When you have the Taurus and Gemini part 2, how do you take these two and make it work? How do you stop from going down that slippery slope of disaster and you get on over to Lover's Lane and stay there? Join me over on www.sohnjee.com, where we'll discuss Taurus with Gemini part 2. How to make it work, how to overcome the obstacles in the communication and what have yous to make this matchup go the distance. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and the subscribe button, and be sure to comment below. I'd love to hear, what are your experiences with Taurus and Gemini matchups? Did it work out for you? Are you in the midst of it, or did that thing crash and burn? See you on part 2. I'll check you out in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching.